Welcome everyone to episode 17 of Cry Havok. This week's episode is with EJ Mack, somebody who just recently started doing comedy and it's been doing fucking phenomenal at it. And even so much so that he was also in the same contest that I was in last Thursday. Something else we have in common, both lost. That's right. Neither one of us won, but congratulations to Skylar Andrews for third place. And I hope everybody enjoys this episode. I will be back at Joe's Underground on Thursday, and I hope to see you there. Now imagine you are tripping absolute dick on mushrooms. I guess I need to pick it up with my own butthole.
It feels like a magic trick because some people happen.
Why are you asking such deep questions?
Go ahead and get right into this thing. Why the fuck not, right?
Why the fuck not?
So, one thing I ask people that come on here, especially like comedians, is like, when did you start? But like, I know exactly when you started. Like, how? Like 2 months ago, maybe. Pretty recent.
End of May.
End of May. Okay. Yeah. Hell yeah. So, very recent. Very weird time to decide to get into comedy. What brought it on?
I've always been funny. No, go ahead. I've just always been funny. And people thought I was funny, so
yeah.
might as well make a whole bunch of people laugh.
Yeah. So you've been like conversationally funny.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Busting people up for a long time and then finally decided. And where you said you tried it first in Atlanta, right? Or
no, I tried it. First time I ever tried it.
I was thinking of a different guy.
At Icons.
Okay. Hell yeah.
And they liked it, and
I actually have not been there yet. I don't know even really like where it is. How is that place? Like
it's tough.
It's tough, yeah.
It's tough.
I mean, a lot of pretty much anywhere in Augusta is pretty tough. Joe's is like, it's only gets like tough when you've like just been doing it. Joe's the same every week, and it's usually like the same people. But like, I think you and at least your style of comedy, you're very good at like just ranting and riffing already, and just like going through a story or going through whatever shit that you're talking about, and a lot of your stuff at least seems like it's on the spot. Do you like how much do you plot out beforehand?
Probably none. I just like write down the title and just go with it.
That's what I thought was going on, and like I'm not good at that. I have to like write down exact specific words, or like I don't write like the entire thing down. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times I do pretty well when, I mean, not a lot of times, but there have been occasions when I just go up there with one single like category of topic. Like there was one time I went up there just talking about how I hate talking on the phone, because fuck that shit. And on top of that, like FaceTiming with people FaceTime you randomly now, but I had people come up to me and tell me that was like my best set I ever did. I literally went up there with one thought, and that was, I hate talking on the phone. And so yeah, it's definitely something that I like. when I first saw you doing comedy, and I was like, how long has this motherfucker been doing this? Like, holy shit.
Just fun, man. I think I had made a joke, and I was sitting around some people, and I had told them the joke, and then like a couple days later, we were watching this Kevin Hart stand up, and he said the same joke that I said.
Yeah.
And I had never watched it before.
Right.
So I was like, well, I feel be a comedian now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's that
Yeah.
easy.
There are some times, and it, like, especially so with, like, really successful comics, where you'd be, like, watching their special or something, and you're like, I got funnier shit than that.
Right.
Like, and that was the initial, like, for me, it was seeing somebody doing it live, doing an open mic, and just totally bombing, and I was like, I could do that.
Right.
Like, I could handle that.
Right.
And I was like, let me give this a shot. Yeah, and I wanted to get you on the podcast because, like, it's like like as early as possible catching a rising star. Like, I just want to have it like within the first year of you, and then like you're gonna be like blowing up later on. And, like,
I'm trying. I'm really trying.
I mean, you've already been in the Soul Bar show here, which is phenomenal. Like, that show is awesome.
To get that recognition right off the rip too is good.
Yeah, I like it, man. Anywhere I can go and grab a microphone.
Right. Yeah. Have you tried Highlander yet?
That's how you get humble.
Yeah, Highlander.
Humble as
It's kind
a
of a
comedian.
gauntlet. It's even, I would say, infamous on this podcast because I've mentioned it so many times and talked trash about it. But it's just a very odd open mic. It's this little bar in North Augusta right across the bridge. And, like,
They love
the people
they
there.
love the comedians. Love them. Like the
Who's
people there.
they?
Like the bartender, the dude that runs it, the
Yeah,
whole
the staff.
band. Yeah. Like everyone there is like, fuck yeah, comedians, staff wise. But the fucking audience they bring in, you wouldn't even imagine that the staff alone would bring in.
Well,
that type of
it's a
audience,
Wednesday
too.
night.
Yeah.
So it's like all people that have, like, I don't know, they're like just got off work and have work the next day or something, or like there's some way that Skylar had described it at one point that was just spot on. But anyway, the crowd there will like continue to heckle you even once you're off of the stage. Like, just in regular conversation, they'll continue to like talk shit about your comedy set.
To your face.
To your face. And
Like,
they weren't
just
even
to
listening
your
to it.
face. Yeah.
There was one time we were there and Skylar had already gone up on stage and we were all hanging out outside smoking. And then this dude pulls up, gets out of his car, remembers having seen Skylar before, and starts doing a shitty impression, making fun of him. Like, hadn't even seen him perform that night, but had seen him previous weeks and was like just talking shit. And I was like, holy fuck, man. Like,
I need to go there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to go
Light
there.
their ass on fire, man.
Yeah.
I gotta see it too, so let me know when you go.
I gotta find out when they're doing it.
It's Wednesday night.
Every week?
Yep.
Every week. Yep.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going Wednesday then.
Yeah.
The dude that runs it's dope as shit. He's
Yeah.
cool as
Oh
fuck.
yeah, he's cool as
He's in
hell.
love with Andrew.
Yeah. I had been there like 2 times, and the like 3rd time that I went there, he introduced me as the man, the legend, and I was like, what?
What?
The legend.
That's why when you introduced me Wednesday, I didn't know who you were talking about. I
Yeah.
was sitting down clapping and waiting on somebody to walk on stage.
I told you, man, you're one of my favorite new comedians. Like,
And Joe's hard. To me, Joe's can get hard at points.
yeah. Well, it's
Depends
like I
on
was
who
saying,
shows up.
it's
That's all it
it's.
ever depends on.
But I gotta start. I'm working on starting to advertise more for it. So we're trying to get more people out there. Trying to get more people like anybody that's ever thought about performing, I want to try and figure out how to get on the poster, like, the fact that, like, you just need to try something. Just try anything. Do you think you have any talent whatsoever? Like, just try it on this stage. It's comedy, it's poetry, it's whatever you want to do. If you think you've got something, like, it's basically Augusta's Got Talent, but, like, there's no judgment. There's literally no judges.
Right. And that's what I've always thought when I go on stage, like, the bombing and judgmental part.
Mm-hmm.
So I just go out there and think of the funniest shit I could do.
Yeah.
Like, once I got that microphone off the microphone stand, you know, I just felt better then.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you are bombing, like, yeah, bombing sucks ass, but, like, you're still up there on the stage with a microphone. I don't know. It really depends, because now I'm thinking of times when I was at Highlander, and I was, like, definitely bombing. And then, like, people start calling you out in the fucking crowd, and they're, like, talking about how much you suck, and I was like, why don't you get up here and show me your 5 minutes?
Right.
And, like, I don't know. It did feel like shit. But, you know, having the microphone, it's a weird thing. The being on stage thing.
Roll.
Yeah.
You're in a role at that point.
Yep. You got the whole room to yourself.
Yeah.
And if you fuck up, they gonna let you know.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it. I pray I never bomb, but I haven't bombed. So,
Yeah.
like, and I never been heckled.
I was like that for a little while, too, when I first started. I
Oh, Highland.
came out swinging,
Mm-hmm.
just like you have. And, like, then I don't know, it hits a wall at you get to certain plateaus of, like...
You either can't write, or, you know, you're not remembering it, or, like, you know, there's something. There's always something that's that wall for you.
Yeah, you definitely right by that.
For me, there's a weird, like, Goldilocks zone of confidence. Like, you don't want to be... I don't want to... If I get too overconfident, people can tell while I'm on stage, and they, like, stop laughing because they just think I'm a cocky asshole. And then, if I'm too underconfident, I don't know. I don't think I actually have experienced too much underconfidence. I feel like underestimating myself is the way to go. I think
Yeah.
every time I've thought, like, most of the time, if I do bomb, my next set is incredible. Because it's, like, that
I don't want to do that
humbling.
shit again. Yeah, I don't want to do that shit again.
Yeah.
I just love being up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking fun.
Yeah.
It's fun as shit. And there's nothing else that I want to do with my life anymore.
Nope. I definitely don't want to work. If I could just travel and
Yeah.
make money enough, pay bills, and just do that,
Yeah.
that'd be it.
Which, like, is
the goal,
literally
yeah.
the job description of a comedian. Is like traveling around, making people laugh, and getting money for it. That's... And I was like, I need to do that with my life.
Yeah.
Like...
Ain't nothing else. Like,
That's...
the longest you're going to be up there is an hour at most.
At most.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if you're up there for an hour, that means you're doing well, and people are paying lots of money to go see you.
Right.
So, like...
All right, that 5-15 minutes, I mean, that's cool, but I mean, having that big crowd, and that's why I like that art place, because they packing a lot of people.
Yeah. And you get... The whole crowd is dedicated to the stage.
Yeah.
Like, there's a bar on the other side, but everybody that's in front of you is pointed towards you, watching you, paying attention, which
They
is
want
always...
it, too.
Yeah.
They want it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that feeling alone is like...
Hell yeah.
That's why the Fox's Lair is a really cool venue to... When they have their comedy shows on Friday nights...
Mm-hmm.
Those shows are, like, amazing to perform at, because, like, it's people that showed up, because you're not going to Fox's Lair unless you know what's going on at Fox's Lair. It's, like, way out the way.
And it's super fucking tiny.
Yeah.
And you're usually there for a reason.
Yeah. And, so, comedy nights, like, those crowds are some of the most fun that I've been able to perform for, because they're there to watch comedy, which is... duh, of course that's the best crowd, is
course.
people that want to see you. But I when I was in Austin, we got to see it was called The Secret Show or whatever. They had a bunch of like really big comedians from all over the United States, and then also locals from Austin and different, you know, like lower level comedians. They were all doing 15 minutes. It was like 8 comedians for 15 minutes a piece. So it was like, no,
Oh,
it was
a lot
it
more
was
than
like 4
8.
hours long.
Yeah.
So
It was
whatever that
about
divided by
4
15
hours
is.
long.
But anyway, and I got to see some of the people that I was like doing open mics with the day before go up and do their actual 15 for an actual crowd that spent like, you know, like $30 a ticket to be there. And like the difference, the clear contrast between open mic audience and big boy audience was like insane. People were laughing at shit that was like just a pause. If you pause, they were gonna
Right
laugh.
time.
Like,
That's why I need that.
right, exactly. Like, I would love to like get up there and try some shit out, and
Yeah.
because like I've even experienced that myself, where like, you know, you do it the same joke to 2 different crowds, and one of them is like nothing, and then the other crowd is just fucking dying.
That's why when y'all did Soul Bar, man, like I wanted to get on that stage so bad that night.
Yeah.
Cause y'all was killing that shit.
Oh yeah, yeah, that
That
was
was-
a good one.
That was a real good crowd.
Yeah, it was. I was on with Lamar.
I wanted to get on that stage so bad that night. I didn't know. I thought that was open mic.
No,
Yeah, I didn't
yeah,
know
that
was
was
a show.
yeah,
But yeah, that was y'all did good up there, man.
yeah. If we could get like Joe's used to be like
The Mecca.
popping.
Yeah.
Like every Thursday night. They had 2 nights a week for open mics. There was a Tuesday night open mic and a Thursday night open mic. And the way that Thursdays are now is pretty much equivalent to the way Tuesdays used to be. And then Thursdays used to be like 50, 60 people in there on a given night, and like the place is packed with performers and audience, and everybody's just, you know, having a great time, and there's musicians going up. We had so many rappers, which like we'll
yeah,
get
you
rappers
your-
come in
get
every
your
once in a while,
fucking
but they
music
don't.
crowd in there.
Yeah, they haven't been coming back recently.
I think they all shifted to Fox's later because they typically let like music people do way longer.
I don't think Fox's Lair is gonna let them plug in their phone to do a rap though.
No, I don't think so.
I didn't realize how the crowd was so different. I went to Joe's last night. That's
Yeah.
a whole different type of crowd. Though.
Yeah. For karaoke?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a whole different
Yeah.
kind of crowd.
right. Well, they actually promote that themselves. They promote the karaoke night, like on their Facebook page and stuff. They don't do that for the open mic. But the like I said, I'm gonna start trying to promote it myself. Get some people back in there.
Got to cause like I was telling the other people, like, we never know who's watching.
Yeah.
When you go on stage, so you know when you go up there, you want to go up there and let it hang all out.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's why I let it hang all out. Like I do a little shit at my house, and I was sitting down, and I had the microphone stand, and I was trying to do a set, and I had a couple laughs, and this girl, she got on, and she took it off, and she not even a comedian, but she was just moving around and jumping up and down, and I was like,
Yeah.
she came to my house and showed me up. So that was like that was the last.
Stole that stage
yeah.
presence.
That was the last time I ever let the microphone be on the stand.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. And you got to get that stand out the
Yeah.
way. You're like, I end up fidgeting with it, or you know, like messing with it or something, or like I've seen too many people like trip over it. I'm like, no, this thing goes all the way over here. All I need is the microphone. Like, you know. And I've seen people do like really physical bits where you have to like put the microphone in the stand and like act something out, but I don't know, man.
I can't do it. I get up there. That'd be like you said. That'd be the first thing I move out the way.
Mm-hmm. And then there's something to be said for like using it in unexpected ways. Like I've seen people like throw it around or like fuck with stuff. And man, I saw somebody recently. They were like bombing. It was in Austin, I think. But they were like bombing, and they got really like actually pissed off and like kicked the fucking stool across the stage like hardcore. And I was like, holy shit, dude. Like,
you ain't losing then. You lost enough.
That's a little... Yeah, right. Yeah, you're not getting anybody on your side anymore.
No.
Like...
Unless you play off that.
That's hard.
Yeah, and that's just even more difficult.
Yeah. That's very hard.
You'd be surprised how much like a silly noise could probably save you in that situation. You just, ah!
Yep.
Like, and then people are like, what? Okay.
Yeah, you just gotta find it.
Yeah. Because at that point you have built up, like, and that's kind of how, like, jokes and shit work anyway. It's like you're building up this tension of, like, uncomfortableness, and then you find something to release that tension at the very end of the joke, and that's when people laugh. It's like building up pressure in a tank and then poking a hole in it.
But some people, they think they're bombing when they're building it up.
Right.
And then they just quit. And
right.
They try to go to something else instead of just finishing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to finish it.
Yeah. And I used to give Rhonda shit all the time because, like, back when we had a shit ton of people, I was they do the light, you know, like you got 5 minutes. They do the light at like 4 minutes, and then you got to wrap up and get off stage. And I noticed every single time, as soon as Rhonda got the light, her brain collapsed. It just completely short-circuited, and she couldn't finish whatever it was she was working on, or whatever joke she was telling. Like, it would be like right before the punchline, and then she gets the light and blank. And I was like, you gotta stop worrying about the light.
Yeah. Or don't acknowledge the light.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which, like, at this point now I've realized, like, I mean, you just can't worry about it. Like, finish your joke, and, you know, if you're really close to finishing your joke, get one more really quick one in. But other than that, like, you're not going to be able to tell time where you are. That's one of the fucking crazy things about it, too.
Yeah.
Is time.
Hard skill.
That's what fucked me up at art. And I felt like one of my jokes was too long, and I should have did it since I only had 5 minutes. But it just felt like when I got on stage and I started, it felt like only like 2 minutes had went by.
Right.
And I saw the light. I was like, damn.
Right. Yeah. Time stretches out when you're watching somebody else do 5 minutes. And then it snaps back in like a rubber band when you're doing your 5 minutes. And it's like, it feels like 30 seconds.
So, yeah. So now I've been working on like, just like real quick 5 minute sets.
Yeah. Quick little bits.
Yeah.
That's
where
it's at sometimes.
Cause I don't mind the light, but I don't, if I can avoid it, then.
Yeah. I like the long format. I've got a lot of stuff that, like, these jokes take a while. But, like, another thing I've done recently, too, is figured out, and it's also because of Art Bar, is, like, figure out, like, where's the little bits of funny in this, and how can I take, like, a chunk of this joke and a chunk of this joke and, like, start mashing it together and make, like, a Frankenstein 5 minutes out of these bigger bits. And it's doing pretty well, and it helps me, like, realize what each individual beat is in each of these jokes that's actually worthwhile, and which ones are not, which ones screw everything up and just make everything take longer and are too wordy or whatever.
Right. That's how I felt. I had, cause because I had did it at Joe's. I did a microwave joke, and it was funny there because I didn't have a time limit.
Right.
But I tried to do like 8 jokes in 5 minutes.
Right.
And I felt like I was talking real fast, and I couldn't do what I wanted to do. And I was like, well, let me just get off the stage because I'm taking too long now.
Yeah. See, and that's one thing I really do like about, like, hosting Joe's and, like, just, you know, the way that Joe's is now, even though it's, you know, me hosting, so I'm a little biased. But the way the host handles the open mic at Joe's is just...
Oh, my God. When that dude got on stage... When that dude got on stage with you, cause he was he came back there to me first.
Yeah.
And he was talking and he thought I was security.
Yeah.
And
what?
Yeah, cause I had when Rhonda went on stage, he was loud and I stood up in front of him. Mm-hmm. And he was like, "You must be security." And I was like, "I might be." And so he tried to like offer me money, and I was like, "I don't want your money." And then I think you got back over there, and that's when he walked up there.
Yeah.
I was like, I'd hit that dude. I'd have hit him. He came up there tried to grab that microphone, I'd have hit him.
Bro. See, and that's the thing, though. Is like, not only am I the one on stage with the microphone, like, it's that same thing we were just talking about. Like, I'm in charge of the room here. And then on top of that, I'm hosting the open mic. I am literally in charge of the room and the microphone right now. So it just gave me that extra, like, little bit of confidence to be like, oh, you really want to try this?
Right.
And just... And, like, I don't know. Maybe he would stab me or shoot me or something. I don't know. There's, like... There are things to be worried about with, like, actively trying to piss someone off. But still, it's just, like... It would be worth it if I was able to be funny while he was killing me. Like,
yeah. I couldn't did it. You way stronger than me because I'd hit him. I would have hit him.
Bro, you gotta hit him with them fucking jokes.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
The fact he gave you ammo as soon as the word boot came off his lips, I was like, oh my god, here we go.
He was like, you don't know how to knock them boots off or whatever.
Yeah.
It was like, bro, I have a foot fetish.
Right.
Knocking the boots off is the first thing I do.
And that's where I think that kind of give the crowd, like, I don't know why people seeing people get heckled, but if the comedian can,
oh yeah,
kick him in the ass, like,
come back.
They want to see that.
Yeah,
they want to see that.
They want to see that. Yeah.
Which I'm working on getting better at. One of the things that I found that helps is listening to podcasts with comedians that are really good at that kind of on-the-spot retorts or comebacks and stuff like that. Or Tim Dillon is a really fun one to listen to because he is so outrageously mean.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's just so far on one end, and he'll just, like, talk about how, like, you are a piece of shit and your mom has cancer or something, and, like, just the most outrageous stuff that I'm not doing any justice for. But I'll be listening to a bunch of that stuff and trying to get these quick things in my head.
But and that's how I wanted to be a comedian, because that's the only kind of friends I have is we go back and forth with each other.
Yeah.
Like, and like they always, like, I would say something and then how we'll end it, they would like recognize, like, man, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
yeah.
Like, I'm done. So, I mean, it go back and forth a lot. I mean, that's how I end.
That's good when you can recognize too, like, oh shit, that was a good one, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So, like, doing that, I think I could handle being heckled until, like, if I was heckling somebody back and they walk on stage, all bets off. Then you walk on stage.
Yeah.
You in my zone.
Well, see, and that's the thing too. Like, you're just gonna step up on stage because anybody who is willing to do that, like, who is taking heckling that far, like, that's the point when, like, if the bar did have security would step in. Like, that's when you're like, oh shit, this guy is fucking serious.
Yeah.
There was a dude at fucking Soul Bar, at one of the Soul Bar shows one time. I was hosting the open mic. This is back when Soul Bar was on Thursdays. So this dude showed up and was super duper drunk the entire time, was talking during people's sets and shit, was like went out back, was talking to the comedians, and was like not shutting up and just being a general nuisance. And then the headliner is going up. Dudes from out of town, like, came so far to be here just to perform. He's like 2 minutes into his set, and the guy gets up there, or like goes up to the stage and tries to ask him for the microphone, and the dude's like, no, I'm in the middle of my set, like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is my stage time. And the guy was like, just kept on about it and kept getting aggressiver and more aggressive, and then the security people started taking him out of the bar, and as he's being dragged out of the bar, he starts screaming about how he's a white supremacist. And then like 5 other dudes got up and started walking out towards him outside, and the dude who was on stage just put the mic down and walked off. Skylar was the host and was like, did you want to finish up? He was like, no, man, I'm done. So Skylar got up there and he was like, all right, well, we're going to see what happens outside here first before continuing on with the show. And, oh my God.
They were on that dude.
Yeah.
Everyone was up on the fucking windows. Like, if you didn't want to be a part of it, they were on those windows.
Damn. Skylar's a good comedian. I like Skylar.
Yeah.
He's a real good one.
Phenomenal.
He got a good flow in. He got a good voice.
Fantastic voice.
Yeah.
And he's got a like God damn. Not only like just his like physical, the way his voice sounds, but like his voice, like his personality on stage, like his way of doing comedy is, I would say, like, it's unique. It's something I like. It's the same thing. I was going to say something I haven't seen before, but that's the same thing as unique. But it's really, it's a good combo. Yeah. Because he's got that whole, like, church pastor vibe. Yeah. But he's saying all this nasty shit. So instantaneously, he's got that light and darkness balance just right off the rip.
I hate. Anytime I go after him, I hate it. That dude is you and him and there's one other person.
Talking about
Fault and sometimes Foster.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Foster's pretty damn good.
Going after y'all, man. I be hating that shit. I hate it. That's why I try to. That's why I was so glad somebody didn't fill in number 3.
Yeah.
Thursday.
Usually Rhonda takes number 3.
I'm glad they had a spot open for it. Cause if I had to go on last Thursday, I'd have been mad.
Last Thursday was damn good.
Yeah.
Last Thursday, everybody was on point.
Yeah.
Everybody was hitting.
I feel like we were just trying shit out Thursday.
Yeah.
Which is the most fun.
Workshopping.
Yeah. The most fun way to do it.
That's how we had I'd say almost the main core group of comedians coming out and doing workshopping during COVID. Like when Joe's wasn't like.
Yeah, we went to
the
amphitheater up in North Augusta. So it was outdoor and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And had Skylar, I think, had a tiny little PA system with it was like a portable speaker and a microphone, and that's all it was. And we would go down there and just try shit out. For the first few weeks of it, we didn't even have that microphone. We were just going out there doing it. And then it was, maybe 6 or 7 of us just all telling jokes to each other. And then we did one that was like a rapid fire round where we did 1-minute sets, and everybody would we went around, rotated everybody like 3 or 4 times doing one-liners.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, it was so much fun. Those were some of my
I've got
favorite
some ideas,
open mics.
man, for the open mic on Thursdays, I want to try and do, like, if it gets big enough to where, you know, we got a
We'd
bunch of
have
people
different
coming out to
stuff,
perform
yeah.
all the time, I want to do, like, a soundboard night, maybe, where, like, I get to fuck with you with the soundboard while you're doing your set.
Like,
Which,
oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Some
like,
shit that.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Or,
something
like,
that.
bruh.
Yeah.
Or just fart noises, or, you know.
That'd be funny.
It,
That'd
dude,
be funny.
it really is. I did it with Rhonda, I think it was 2 weeks ago, week before last, whatever it was. It worked out pretty well. Chris, the bartender, he didn't know what was going on. He thought somebody else was messing with her over the
Oh,
speaker.
shit.
I was like, oh, no, it's me. Like, we talked about it beforehand. But I saw somebody do that in Austin for just this one dude's set. And I was like, that is fucking brilliant. I was like dying. I couldn't fucking breathe. It was so funny when the guy in Austin was doing it.
It was for a long ass time.
It was
Like,
a
it
long
must
time.
have been at least
Yeah.
15 minutes. Like,
The
it
dude
must have
had
been.
talked to the host of the open mic and told him,
He was like one of the last guys.
he said,
too,
if you,
so.
the host said, if you go up last, I can give you some extra time or whatever. Like, you can just go for whatever. It was a late night open mic. It was the last thing the bar was doing.
the,
So it was at like 3
My lucky
a.m.
duck night.
Yeah. So it was at like 3 a.m. And this dude gets on stage and they're just like, he's constantly hitting buttons on this soundboard. And the guy's style of comedy was very, like, he just kind of sounded depressed a little bit and slower.
He was like an old degenerate Frankie
lot-
Muniz.
A lot of pauses. And then those pauses get filled with, like, fart noises and all sorts of
Oh,
stuff.
shit.
And then
That make
it's
you
like,
off stage, man.
yeah.
Whew.
Oh my god. I was dying. And, like, his jokes were solid, too. So it was like,
Matched up perfect.
it's those kind of jokes that, like, they take a second to get. So in the meantime, you hear that fart noise and you're just like, your body instantly, like, kind of giggles. And then you get the joke and it just piles on
Hilarious.
top of that. And just, oh my
That's
god.
the jokes I love. I love like thinking jokes.
Yeah.
That go a lot of people
Slow
hear.
burns.
I love it.
I'm getting a little better at it now, but I used to have a lot of trouble, like, letting people have time to get the joke.
Mhm.
Like, pausing for long enough or the right amount of time. But
Fuck all that.
I've got some now, especially, that, like, there was one I told, I think it was last week, that it was like a solid
Took a second.
4 or 5 seconds of, like, people, like,
could
sitting
tell.
there thinking about it in their head. Oh shit! And then they start laughing, and I was like, I think I literally watched somebody doing that exact thing, like, just looking up, like, squinting a little bit. He said, oh.
I love them.
Love that shit.
I love them. That's why I watch Richard Pryor
Oh, fuck yeah.
when he was on Long Beach. I watch that every Thursday before I come to Joe's.
Yeah.
That's like
Fuck
my
yeah.
good luck charm.
Yeah. Nice. So is he your favorite?
Favorite.
Yeah.
Him, Dave Chappelle, and Bernie Mac.
Hell yeah.
Bernie Mac.
Yeah.
That's the fucking,
Trinity.
fucking Mount Rushmore of comedy, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Carlin. Throw Carlin on there. You ever watched George Carlin?
No.
Old dude. I mean, obviously he wasn't old his entire career, but he was like his funniest when he was
I've
old.
heard that name before.
He had the 7 words you can't say on television was his thing, which is, like, totally different now. But he's got some phenomenal bits, and they're those, like, thinking, like, cerebral bits that sometimes take a minute, but a lot of times, you know, he'll also, like, throw in a poop joke, because, like, that's
It's comedy.
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 Shit's funny. Literally.
And I've realized that I haven't, cause my whole life I've been like nasty, and I have yet to feel like I've been nasty on stage. So that's the only thing, like, like I'm working on now, like being nasty on stage. Like some people think I say it's nasty now, and I was like, no, that's not nasty.
That's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
No.
not even.
You know, and as much as you might not think it, I try very hard to not be as nasty on stage. It's just like, that's where my fucking brain goes, dog.
Yeah, it goes there. It really does. But it's like today's company, man. It's just hard to, like, you watch some of the stuff people said in like back in the day, and you can't say none of that shit now.
Yeah.
You get canceled quick.
Yeah.
You get canceled quick. And I like recording mine and posting it. I don't want to say something and people are like, oh man, you can't say that shit.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I talk how I talk, and I'm not gonna, like, I know I'm not an asshole, so, like, I don't say, I don't know, like, it's not that I obviously avoid saying things that I don't mean that are offensive. This is a weird thing to try and say out loud, isn't it? Like, I don't censor myself because, but I do
comedy.
censor myself.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, there is certain shit I'm just never gonna fucking say.
Right.
But, like, it's not because other people, no, it kind of, see, language is based off of what other people think. I don't,
It really is.
it's literally, we agreed that certain mouth sounds mean certain things, and I respect the meaning of words. And if words meaning changes, then I also respect that shit. Because, like, a lot of words have not meant the same thing throughout entirety of history.
Right.
Like,
Yep. I know exactly what you're finna say, so yeah.
like a bundle of sticks. When I found that out in Boy Scouts, and like, because when I was like 12 or 13, like in Boy Scouts, and everybody is calling each other, you know, a bundle of sticks, just to get around. And they're like, I know what you're saying, and all the I got in trouble for saying shit. That was the first time I ever cursed, and I got in trouble for it. It's fucking bullshit. We were at summer camp, and somebody described biscuits and gravy as shit on a shingle. And I was like, ha! That sounds really fun to say. So I said shit on a shingle. And instantaneously, one of the scoutmasters just like, right on my ass, and just not, you know, that phrasing was not the best.
In Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
Well, could have repressed
You don't
the
want to
thing.
say the
I don't
words,
know.
my scoutmaster was right on my ass, unless you're making an accusation, I don't think. But
Yeah, because you definitely will get in trouble for that.
Mm-hmm.
right. Which I'm not. I have said this before. If I did get raped when I was a child, I don't remember it, and I want to keep it that way.
Oh shit. Oh shit. But that's how I I got so much. I cursed so much in school till they stopped writing me up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Words?
they'll tell me that I'm saying something. I'd be like, oh shit, my bad. And
Yeah,
and-
right.
and
Oh,
it just-
fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, it just keep going. They just stop writing me up for it. But I don't curse a lot on stage.
Right.
I want to, but I never, like, when I think of a title, like, it's always like a real story, and it just don't contain a whole lot of cuss words. But I'm gonna start because I like cussing.
Yeah.
It's very expressive.
Change.
Yeah.
Especially if you can think of, like, creative curse words that nobody has ever said before.
Right. That's why I like Bernie Mac, because the way Bernie Mac cuss is just like a whole different language. And, like, you can't no another comedian say that and be like, they made that up. Nah.
Yeah.
You got that from Bernie Mac.
Right. Exactly.
You got all that from Bernie Mac. And that's the one thing I've been trying to not steal nobody's shit.
Right.
'Cause, like, I watch a lot of comedy shows,
Yeah.
and they should be funny. I be like, and then I get on stage and I think of it, I'm like, nah, I can't say it. Because you don't want to be like, hey, you took that from such
Right.
and such. That's always been the fear of mine. Somebody standing up.
See, and it's fucking impossible now with the memes on the internet.
Yeah.
And like, I even saw Dave Chappelle on Saturday Night Live doing bits that I know I had seen a meme on Facebook of before. And it's like, I'm not saying he took his joke off of Facebook. I'm just saying like, there's probably, it was something about COVID too. So it was like, you know, a lot of people are probably going to have this thought.
Yeah.
And
that's what fucked me up. Cause I was like, damn, man, it's such a
thin line.
yeah, it's such a small thought. It's
Yeah.
like, man, that shit funny.
You gotta go one step further.
Yeah.
You gotta take that first thought. You were like, ha, that would be funny. And then you're like, but what's funnier?
Right.
What's even funnier than that? And that's where you get your, you know, real nuggets of gold.
But shit, before memes, shit, that's all we did was yell out Dave Chappelle catchphrases. And shit.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Like, rich bitch, like some shit like that.
Yeah. Fuck your couch!
Right, so that's all we did. Like, we said shit like that.
Yeah.
But the memes came around, man. That shit just ruined.
Blew it.
That shit
Yep.
ruined everything,
Fucking
man.
Chappelle's show might have been my first exposure to like really good comedy.
Yeah.
Like really fucking good. And then I started watching his stand-up specials and I was like, holy shit. And then I started watching other people like George Carlin and Louis C.K. and Jim Gaffigan is phenomenal. And like, I'm always impressed if you're a good, like a really good, clean comic. Like, holy shit, how are you doing that?
Yep. And that's what they had. I know that's what they had. Richard Pryor doing. When he came on like TV, he was doing clean.
Yeah, well, TV has been that way for a long time. Where all of TV, if you were doing stand up on TV, it had to be.
And he hated it.
The Tonight Show.
Yeah.
Like, it had to be the most, like, lowest common denominator, just jokes that anybody and their dog will laugh at if you put a laugh track behind it.
So
they I found out recently that they started using laugh tracks on live shows and stuff. Like when they first started doing that, like, I don't know, like 60, 70 years ago or whatever, when they first started doing these shows. The live shows have an 8-second delay in case somebody uses a curse word and they have to bleep it out. But that 8-second delay, the same guy who uses the bleep button for the curse words has a laugh button for a fake laugh track. So, like, somebody showed me this video last night of Jim Carrey going on a late night show, and he was talking about how all the whole late night comedy thing was a conspiracy, and these people are just trying to brainwash you, and they're just trying to, like, feed you what, you know,
keep you distracted
and
like,
all this and that, and they were just putting laugh tracks in on it.
Because they had
But
to.
the audience members who had actually been there were, like, quoted as saying that there was silence. People were, like, freaked out because he was dead ass.
Right.
Like,
people just thought what he was saying was funny when we watched it.
The people who were doing the censorship, they were putting laugh noises behind it because they wanted everybody else to think that it was a joke.
Right.
When he was dead serious. Like,
I know they had started. They wanted. I know they wanted. Now, I know I'm mentioning them a lot, but I know when they did. Richard Pryor was coming up, and they wanted him on Saturday Night Live. They were scared of what he might say.
right, because it's live.
Right. So they when he was the first person when he went on that show, that they had the 5 to 8 second delay. Because you never know what the hell he gonna say.
Right.
So that's what he did like that. He did a bit with Chevy Chase when they was doing the words back and forth. And Chevy called him the N-word on Saturday Night Live. So, but I mean, it was you can't. Of course, you couldn't do it now.
Right.
But I mean, then like Richard didn't look at it as like bad.
Yeah.
It was like you going over that threshold.
Right.
If you going over that line, all right, we got you. All
so
right.
we gonna go back and forth.
I mean, comedy is all about pushing boundaries, but like, I think some boundaries have already been pushed and tested, and I don't need to.
Nah.
Like,
Some of them, especially not today, because like then, I mean,
I think we're pretty clear on where that boundary is at this point. Like,
yeah, people didn't have like social media. Then you couldn't like say something that somebody just posted. Now the whole world see it.
yeah,
So I wish I'd have did comedy back then, like when you had to go like buy a record or go to a show.
yeah. I mean, and on that same note, though, it makes it easier to do it now, to have the internet. Like, you can post your sets on the internet and people will watch it, and it could go viral, and it could just, like, everybody in the world instantly knows who you are.
Yeah.
Whether it's for something good you said or something bad you said.
Yeah.
You're viral.
you're
Like,
viral.
there's your publicity.
Yeah.
Free publicity.
No such thing as bad.
There's this dude, Shane Gillis, who got canceled off of SNL. He got a job on SNL for 4 days and then got canceled and kicked off of SNL. And now he's like selling out arenas all over or not arenas, but like theaters all over the country. He was on Joe Rogan's podcast. He's on all this big shit, like, just because, like, and probably mostly because he got, quote, canceled. It really, like, skyrocketed his career.
Yeah, it do.
And it's like,
It was a dude named
something for people in the cancel culture to think about next time you're canceling somebody.
Right.
Are you really doing what you
Yeah.
think you're doing?
Are you
Or are you
really
just giving them the
canceling them,
attention
or-
that you don't want them to have?
That's why they can't cancel Lil Nas X.
Oh, yeah.
They can't because
Well,
like,
no, I don't think anybody's trying to cancel Lil Nas
people-
X. I
people
think,
are trying to cancel
Oh,
him.
yeah. They're trying to cancel.
Yeah, but they can't.
well, it's because the other crowd.
Right. And that crowd gonna win every time.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Like ain't no point fighting that crowd no more because you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
You're gonna lose for sure.
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, I like Lil Nas X.
Same.
I think that motherfucker is dope. I like anybody who pisses off Christians like that.
Yeah. And that's what he do. And he don't even. I'm not gonna say like he have like bad music, but like his persona just on the internet, like every day, like you wake up and you see this dude
Yeah.
like holding a baby, like he's pregnant. It's like
Yeah.
people love it.
It's definitely interesting.
It is.
It's like wild and crazy shit. Like,
It's like killing a bug, and then you gotta move your foot to look at it.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to see it. But
Oh, God. What is he doing this time? Oh, sucking the devil's penis.
Yeah.
All right. That's...
Whew.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
But I mean, he's winning doing that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's getting
Yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And, I mean, like, it's that same thing that we were just talking about. Like, any publicity is good publicity for
Yep.
somebody like that. Especially if you are fucking talented, like he is.
Yeah.
Like, if you're talented and you can get eyeballs, like, that's the combo right there. You just gotta get, you gotta be good at
Yeah.
something, and then you gotta get people to see it,
Yep.
which is what the internet is about. So, back to the original point. I don't know. I like living in a time where doing this is possible.
Yeah.
Like, even the podcast that we're on right now, like, it's, there's not a whole ton of people that listen to it yet, but, like, at some point, it could be
Yeah.
shit tons of people, and they could, come back and listen to this. I've sort of been treating it more like a, I don't know, like an autobiography of some kind. Anyway, been doing these solo episodes where, like, I'll go back into, like, stories about my past and my life and shit, so.
I think that's why I try to have like new jokes every time I go on stage, because like I want people to like watch this video, then like, oh, he's this funny, well, let's watch another video and be completely different,
Yeah. Which is tough.
Yeah,
There's some
oh my
coming up with
God.
new shit all the time.
Oh my, people don't realize how tough that is in a week.
Yes.
Yeah. That's all
Not
you got.
only
Yeah,
that,
that's all you
but-
got. 1 week.
1 week.
1 week
Like-
to come back.
1 week, and, I guess tops, like, 3 different mics that you could try it at.
Yeah.
And, like, that's the thing, is, like, you gotta, like, sharpen these jokes down sometimes, too, and doing them over and over again is the one of the only ways to do that. So like,
and I hate it.
that's what Austin was so. And I did that. What you're talking about, like go on stage with something different every time. When I was in Austin, I was doing like 2 or 3 mics a day. Oh, I see how now. I probably forgot to mute my shit too, but yeah, I was doing like 2 or 3 mics a day, and like you would see people going up, and every single mic they're telling the same jokes in the same order, trying to work on the same shit to basically the same crowd, because like a lot of it, most of the people that show up to an open mic are there to perform at the open mic.
Right.
So it's like you're seeing, it's like the same crowd just migrating from mic to mic. And I tried while I was there, I was like, I'm just going to do a different set. Like, I've got a whole backlog of material that nobody in Austin has ever seen.
Right.
So I'm just going to go through my material little bits at a time, because it's like 3 to 4 minute sets usually in Austin, because that's how many comedians they have. They have to limit the set times. And then, like, I still ended up falling back on, like, tried and true jokes that I know I had told in front of at least some of these people before, but, like, it's like, you know what, I'm just going to do this joke again. Because I know that joke can kill, and I'm getting nervous, and I don't remember what I was going to say next, so I'm just going to go back to old reliable.
Right. And that's what, I mean, shit, I think that's what helps a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, you trying like new shit every time, man. That shit overwhelming.
Yeah.
Cause you like don't have a lot of time to practice in a week.
Yeah.
Not new shit. I mean, if that's all you're doing is comedy, then yeah. But I mean, if you're going to work and
right. Yeah. Yeah. Fucking work kills me, dog. I hate it.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, I can't wait to just be doing this shit and nothing else. And just be full-time comedy, have the time during the day to just be writing shit out, or like working on stuff, or like doing podcasts or whatever.
Something
using my time for myself instead of like all of my time being dedicated now to the job and to comedy. And I know that is like still, it's still technically dedicating it to myself, but it's,
man, that'd be so. I feel way better if I can get just paid off what come out my mouth or what I do.
Yeah.
I would love that so much better than touching a tool or putting on some bullshit.
See, and like, I do electrical work and construction, so it's like, it's pretty satisfying work. Like, I get to work with my hands, I get to make something, and I get to, turn on the lights at the end of it and see my, everything I've been working at come together and come to life, basically. But like, I don't know, man, I feel like I'm not paid nearly as much as I should be, which is not like even necessarily my boss's fault. It's just the fault of the fact that every company does that, so every other company has to do that to be able to compete with the prices. And then if one, like, you can't be the one company that just started paying your employees more and charging more for the work.
Right.
Because, like, nobody around here, no construction builder gives 2 fucks about the quality of work. They just want whoever's the cheapest.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Whoever's the cheapest and can get it done the fastest, basically. Those are the 2 main qualities that people look for in construction. But
if I could just get half of what I made,
right,
and just do comedy with that,
so
I'd be fine with it.
Yeah.
I've been trying to, like, I was planning to do a show in California on the 29th, but of August.
Okay.
But I had got COVID. I couldn't
Yeah.
go.
Damn.
Oh shit.
Like I was gonna leave that Friday, and I had got COVID that Sunday.
God
Sunday
damn.
before, and I was hurt. Oh, I was hurt both ways, like physically and mentally.
I was about to say, how was that shit? Fucking rough or?
Oh, the roughest shit I've been through my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, like the COVID is no joke.
Yeah.
Like whatever the list of symptoms was, like I had
The whole
all of them.
shit.
All of them.
Yeah.
And whoop your ass at one time.
God damn.
And then me not be able to work or do comedy. I couldn't even like write.
Right. Yeah.
I had no energy.
Probably brain frying
Yeah.
your skull from a fever. Like
Yeah.
that may or may not be one of the best times to write. It's
Right.
when you're like fever dream, like
Right. I was
coming
trying
up
to
with
write.
some crazy shit.
I could do nothing. But I don't wish that on nobody.
Yeah.
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 Nobody.
It's,
Yeah, we had it like right before it was a thing, and that's when we knew like,
it's
oh,
like
that's
January
what
of
we had.
2020. We
Yep.
were sick as fuck.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
The whole 2 weeks, we literally just moved from the bed to the couch. That was it. That was
Yeah.
the only movement we made, and maybe to get up and go pee and shit. Like that's it.
Yeah.
What's crazy, when we was in California that February, and we got back on the 23rd of February, and when we landed in Atlanta, we were looking at screens, and it was like coronavirus has landed in the United States.
Oh,
I mean, it had already been here, but
Yeah,
I mean,
right. Yeah.
they was just like announcing it. And it was like, well, it's real bad, and they was like naming the high points where it was, and number one was Atlanta. And I was in Atlanta. I was like, oh shit, I gotta get from up here.
Yeah.
And that next day, I saw everybody with masks on and shit. I was like, well, everybody finna die now.
Yeah. That's like when we were going a couple weeks ago to Austin. Was like looking at the like COVID stuff, and like the two biggest like highest rate of cases per capita was Augusta and Austin, and I was like, well, I guess it's 6 to 1 or half a dozen of another, like fucking the same. So figured might as well just
Get
go
tested.
anyway.
Yeah, get tested.
Get
make
tested,
sure,
which
like,
we did. Negative.
be responsible.
I ain't getting no shot though.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm too fucking scared of that shit right now. They don't even know like how many times this shit gonna mutate. Like, if you got a bunch of scientists saying a bunch of different shit,
I'm alright.
nah, bruh. Not yet. I'll wait. I'll wait.
I know they got one. They got one now, FDA approved.
Ooh, okay.
It's
We're getting
FDA
somewhere.
approved under emergency protocols, though.
Yeah.
Which is, yeah.
Still shit.
I don't know, man. It's just like such a recent thing. I don't know.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. And they're pushing it so hard.
Yeah.
If
Like you get like, we'll give you a house if you go get vaccinated. I was like,
Pretty
the fuck?
fucking
they're-
much. Like,
that give away like cheeseburgers and candy, and it's like you gonna give away like a carton of cigarettes with a vaccine next? Like
They gonna give away weed.
they're like, this virus is out there killing people. You know what else is killing people? Heart disease
Yeah.
from all those burgers.
Right.
and that's like one of the top things is like if you're overweight, you gonna be on a ventilator.
Yep.
Like you gonna be on a ventilator.
You gonna feel like shit. Laying in the hospital dying from nothing. So I'd rather die from something. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Give me a cheeseburger. Let me get my arteries clogged up. Fuck it.
Look, see that's the other thing too, is like talking shit about the vaccine. That shit will get you canceled now too.
Yep.
Can't talk shit about it either.
Can't even share nothing. Like
Can't
I just be
share
sharing
nothing.
something. I'm
And-
like, no, bro. Like I just fucking shared this shit.
Like yesterday, I was going to like have some 9/11 jokes, but I made one and I didn't want to go too far with it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
There's some like, and I just recently saw the first episode or 2 episodes maybe of the National Geographic documentary about 9/11, where they talk to all the like the survivors, and they've got
That was
footage of the
intense.
day of. Shit was intense, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's horrifying what happened.
And you watch it now after like, you were from 20 years ago, bro. 20 years ago. How old were you? Like, dude, I was in elementary school. Fuck.
Yeah, I was watching it. I thought it was a movie. Cause we was in class.
Yeah,
and
'cause we
it just
know.
popped. It just popped
Didn't
up
know,
on.
yeah.
Woo.
Saw them airplanes going to the building. I was like, it's
Yeah.
a good movie, man. It's some good graphics.
Yeah.
Shit like that. Like, no, it's a movie. But I mean, it was one of those
It wasn't a movie, but it was special effects.
Right. And then what's crazy, that like 2 months later, I had turned 12, and that was the oldest you can fly on a plane by yourself is 12 years old. And I flew to
I remember that.
I flew to Montana.
Yeah.
I was living there for a little while, and I had on these shoes, and it had metal on the bottom. And they wasn't asking for shoes then. They were just like walk through the metal detector.
Right.
And every time I walked through, my shoes would go off. But I didn't know it was metal in the shoe. And I was like damn near naked.
Yeah.
Walked through the metal detector, and they was like, well, give me your shoes. And I gave them the shoe. They kept going back and forth with it. They were like, well, it's in your shoes. And they wouldn't finna let me take my shoes on the flight with me.
Oh shit.
Because they had metal in them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. There was one time I was also super young, like maybe 12 or 13 years old, flying up to my grandparents' house. And also post 9/11. And they had x-rayed my bag and decided to pull my bag off to the side because they saw something suspicious in it. And they pulled me off to the side while they were searching my bag, and like my mom was standing right behind me, and they're like, we just need to check something. And they start going through my bag, and they thought, you know how Bionicles used to come in them tubes?
Mm-hmm.
I had the Bionicle in the tube in my bag, and they thought that shit was like a pipe bomb or something. It was a Bionicle.
And they went wild at the 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which is why when I left and went to Japan, I had brought my fleshlight with me. And no, I'm not talking about my ex-wife.
Right.
Anyway, but I was like, I am putting this shit in my carry-on, and it's going to go at the very top of the carry-on, so that when they do see it as a suspicious item, it's not in my checked luggage where they're going to pull it to the side and get my entire check bag lost. And I can just open it up and just explain what the fuck it is the second they ask about it. And got from the US to Japan with no issues with it. But on the way back from Japan to the US, when I was coming back into the United States, going through customs or whatever, they pulled it to the side, and I was like, here we go. Guy starts opening up the bag, and there it is at the top. It's like, it's a decent size canister. So you pick it up, and he's like, doesn't really know what it is, unscrews the top, sees a silicone vagina in there, closes it back up, puts it back in the bag, zips everything back up, and just pushes the bag back towards me. I was like, yep.
Thanks, bro.
Yep.
I just walked right past and picked it up and never made eye contact, nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, you know exactly what. And that, like, honestly, I think might be one of my first, like, comedian moments. Where I decided to stop giving a fuck what people thought about me. Stop, like, being embarrassed of this shit and just owning the fact that I have a fucking fleshlight in my carry-on. Like...
Yeah, fuck it.
Look, I'm gonna get bored on the plane.
Whip it out real quick.
The fucking cleanup process of that thing just makes it a nightmare to use.
Yeah. Fuck that.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
You know, put your arm all the way through it and wear it like a Ben 10 wristband.
Oh shit. That's crazy.
So, what kind of crystal you got there? You fucks with crystals?
Yeah.
Fucks with rocks, man.
It's quartz crystal.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Is it for like, what is that? What is that one?
Well, it's supposed to bring you good luck and good fortune. I ain't got shit yet. I probably didn't charge it up enough.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not.
Leave it in some sunlight or moonlight, actually. Moonlight in a potted plant. Like a
Fuck
potted
that.
house
Put it on one of
plant.
them Samsung contactless chargers. That'd be quick as shit. Like
Right.
2 hours. Done.
I leave this shit in the window.
Yeah.
Get it.
Yeah.
It's overcharged. But yeah, I'm trying to get into the whole crystal thing. I don't like.
Metaphysical, realm.
Yeah, especially doing this comedy thing.
Yeah.
Keep my mind calm.
Big time.
Yeah. You definitely gotta keep calm and whatever rocks work for that.
Right.
I think crack is probably the most common one.
Probably so. That's what a lot of comedians did back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
When they hit that line and go out there and sell out a show.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then like nowadays,
And it's still kind of like that though. Like
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of
kinda up
comedians
there.
out there that are like sobering up, especially like the really
Mhm.
successful ones are
Mhm.
almost all like just like completely sober now. Like another podcast I listen to is Whiskey Ginger with Andrew Santino.
Mm-hmm.
He's this redheaded dude. I don't
Cool as
know.
fuck.
He's hilarious. He's on Dave if you've ever seen that. But what was I gonna say? Oh, his like whole podcast he named it Whiskey Ginger because he likes whiskey and he's the ginger. And then pretty much everybody that he has on there is like, oh yeah, I don't drink anymore. So like the whiskey part of it is basically almost non-existent now. There's like one in maybe like 5 or 6 guests that is an actual like drinker. Yeah.
That's why I don't consider like nobody now to be like a real big like comedian. Like there's not like a
Not Kevin Hart.
I mean, he's like the only one,
Dave Chappelle's still doing it.
but he been doing it for like not like this.
So you mean like new guys?
Yeah,
Like you don't know any like new.
and they're new. They're doing like the small circuit.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, COVID killed a lot of
That
it.
COVID killed a lot of it.
Killed a lot of shit. But like Andrew Santino, I would say is a definite like he's a newer, younger comic, and he's doing really well. He's got a tour going right now, and all that shit. And he's on TV, and he's got this podcast. Tim Dillon, the guy I was talking about earlier, he is doing fucking awesome for himself, and I think he might even still be in his 20s too. But yeah, like fucking you watch Bo Burnham? You ever fucks with Bo Burnham at all? Oh my god. I don't know if it is like I don't know if it's true what Marcus said. Marcus would posted a thing on Facebook. He said he's too black to watch Bo Burnham. So I don't know if that's a thing.
Oh,
Maybe I can't tell. But I think the shit's hilarious. Yes. And he is like basically my same age almost. And then he got huge when he was like 16 off of YouTube. And then he does musical comedy for the most part.
he does mostly all his own shit.
Oh, it's all
Another
his own
big thing,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I've thought about doing like song parodies and stuff, but that's about as far as.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
I just know I can't. I just know it's only so far you're gonna elevate in Augusta.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Why do you think I went to Austin?
I've been trying to get to California. I've been trying to get to California bad.
California's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, other than, I don't know, you probably have a rough time now without getting a shot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, big time.
You probably, like, have to go to Austin at this point if you're not getting it.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I don't know. Did you take ivermectin? No. I'm fucking, I don't know. I think the horse dewormer jokes are hilarious. Even though, like, if I got the shit, I don't know. It seems like the shit works. People take it and get better, so, like, I don't know. Just because it's used for one thing. Like, shit, man. Ketamine's horse tranquilizer, and people take that shit and cure depression. Like,
Yep.
fuck you. Drugs do different things.
Yeah.
Drugs do multiple things.
Oh my gosh, I saw this dude when I had to go to a DUI class, and he was explaining how the effects of marijuana have on your body. I was like, none of that shit you said has no effect on me.
What were some of the side effects?
It was just like you drive out of control,
What?
Yeah, and I was like, that. I'd be focused like a motherfucker. I'd be
Yeah.
high
Oh,
and
I'll be
driving.
slow as shit.
Yeah.
Though. Like driving like a grandma.
Yeah.
But
Like on alcohol, yeah, you be swerving.
Mhm.
But I've never heard nobody speeding
Yeah.
high.
no,
Never.
no.
Never.
Maybe falling asleep. Maybe dozing off.
yeah,
if you're
yeah.
already tired and then you get
Mhm.
high, like that's not a good combo
No.
for driving for sure. Or like an edible that you're not sure how strong it is. No,
Fuck that. No.
don't do that. But like, just smoking, and then
Yeah, good driving, man. I love it.
they even did a study when they first legalized pot in like Washington, Seattle, or whatever.
Yeah, like
Um,
Washington and all that.
But they did a study of like they set up a driver's course, and they got people. There was a group of heavy smokers, like weed smokers, and people who did it occasionally, and then people who had never smoked at all. And they tried their damnedest to get these people to fail this driver's course, getting them as high as they fucking could. And they could not figure out what to make the legal limit of like weed intoxication for driving because just they couldn't get people to fuck up the course.
Right.
Like,
Man, please, I feel like a swan.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
You driving all smooth.
I drive so much better unless it's, you know, part of them combos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you tired or some shit like that you smoke.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard people tell stories of like driving while they're on acid, and I'm like,
Oh, I'm like,
bro,
what the
what?
fuck? How are you alive? Like, how are you alive right now?
I don't feel like
What?
driving drunk.
No, fuck that.
Nah.
Not worth it.
I'd be scared as hell driving drunk.
Yeah.
God, I'd be scared somebody hit me and they're not drunk and I'm drunk.
Yep.
And then now I'm going to jail for you hitting me.
Yeah.
Like, it's my fault. So,
Yeah. That. Fucking A, man. Like, I see a lot of people all the time, like, drunk driving, and they're, you know, there was actually, it was one of the most common, I would say, joke premises while I was in Austin, was people talking
yeah.
about driving
Fucking
drunk.
sport.
Like it's a sport. And then on top of that, like Texas has all these fucking billboards and public service announcements about like, you know, don't drive drunk, don't hit school kids, and like they literally, as soon as you get into the state on the major highway, there's a big billboard, like, you know, that one around here that tells you how many traffic fatalities there have been. It's like that, except the signal on it was back to school starting, watch for school buses. This is on the highway. Like, the major highway. I'm like, are school buses stopping on the overpass and dropping kids off in the middle of the highway or something? Like,
they got to be.
mm-hmm. Ugh. 9/11.
I can't feel bad. I feel bad for the people who actually died
Yeah.
on 9/11. Now the whole purpose of it, no, because like you can't hit a building and it falls straight down.
Yeah.
Like, you
It's
can't. It's science.
there was like a whole episode that got cut from one of the new 9/11 documentaries. I know there's like 3 or 4 of them out now, but Spike Lee was doing one, and he put a whole episode in there where he interviewed this. There's a group of architects that it's
That
like,
were like assigned to it, right?
well, it was an organization that they had started on their own, I believe. Nobody like assigned them to it, but they started this organization of architects to investigate what happened on 9/11. And all of these architects, people who design and figure out how to tear down buildings, are like, this looked like a demolition. And like, they took that entire episode out of the fucking documentary and said, you can't have it, you can't publish that. And it's like, why?
I
Yeah.
bet.
Why?
Why?
I bet.
Who cares?
It was the third. I know the third building fell like a few blocks from
Building 7?
It might have been that.
I think it is. Yeah, Building 7.
Yeah, it just fell. Like it wasn't nothing around it.
No, just
Yeah, Yeah, for them to like fall straight
And
down.
then the Pentagon had a plane crash into it, even though there was no plane left.
Right.
Like, no plane parts,
Nothing.
no luggage,
Not even a wheel.
nothing. Yeah.
So that's why when they put all that out there, I was like, oh no, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. First time I ever thought about, like, so, like, I had seen 9/11 when I was a little kid. Like, I saw what happened, and then I just didn't even give it a second thought because I was 8 years old. I mean, you know, everybody talked about it all the time and started this war and everything, but I didn't really, like, process or think about, like, questioning the narrative or the story. And then somebody showed me Zeitgeist. You ever seen that shit?
Mm-mm.
It's a old ass movie from, I mean, it was post 9/11, so I guess it was probably around like 2005, 2008 maybe. But it's a 3-part, like, it's the original, like, crazy conspiracy theory video, like, you know, all those YouTube videos that tell you the conspiracy theories, and they've got this ominous music in the background, and they'll flash a bunch of pictures with a bunch of weird imagery and symbology and stuff like that, and then, well, Zeitgeist was, like, kind of the original format for that shit, and they had split the movie up into 3 segments. First segment was about 9/11 and, like, the questions and, like, facts that we don't know about and other stuff that was going on. The middle segment was about religion and, like, where religion and Christianity comes from and all the correlations between other religions. And then the third part of it was about the Federal Reserve and how money is literally created out of nothing and is instantly charged with debt. So, like, every time the government adds a new dollar into the currency system, they owe 10 cents, $1.10 to the Federal Reserve. So every dollar comes with 10 cents of debt.
Right.
And they make trillions and trillions of dollars, like, every day through the Federal Reserve. And it's just a constant, like, treadmill of debt and nonsense that...
Shit, that's why we all in debt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right, because the entire system is based on it. Like,
Right.
It's literally created just to keep you in debt, keep you working, because you got to work to pay off that debt.
Right.
Literally, and, like, that's kind of the main takeaway from the Federal Reserve segment of that movie. It's like, you're literally being put into indentured servitude to whatever, you know, you're told you need all this stuff. You need a car, you need a house, you need this, you need that. And in order to get those things, you're going to have a little bit of debt.
Right.
And in order to pay that debt off, you're going to need to go to work. You're going to need to contribute to the system like that. And
Yeah, you're gonna make so much because then taxes whoop your ass, and
mm-hmm.
you gotta pay back big tax money.
Yeah. There was a builder one time that he always wanted me to come in on weekends because he wanted his jobs done faster, because that's what they care about is, you know, getting the job done faster. And he was like, you need to get, you know, buy you a house or something, get some debt and motivate you to work on weekends. Literally said that to me. I was like, this motherfucker right here. And he's like, you know, his whole job is just scheduling people to show up at a house. Like, he just schedules my company to show up at a place and then talks to the customers. So, like, yeah, told you I didn't mute my shit either. But yeah, so, like, he doesn't have to work. He doesn't have to work with his hands. He doesn't have to do physical anything. He just, you know, coordinates. And he's not even that good at it. Like, that's always bugged me. It's like people say, like, work hard and make all this, you know, like the people that are millionaires and stuff, they worked hard for it. They worked.
All right.
Did you? Or did you trade stocks on a computer for like 2 days and it didn't mean anything to you because you have $1 million from your dad that you can just gamble until it makes more money? Whereas, like...
Pretty much. You go in that bitch every day from 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Doing some shit that you don't want to do.
Right.
That's work. Cause you have to wake up at a certain time, and you got to be there at a certain time.
Yeah.
That's harder than the damn job sometimes.
Well, see, and that's the thing too. Is like, you know, these other people are making millions and millions of dollars. Like, even let's say like a doctor. I know a doctor, like a surgeon or somebody or an ER doctor, works way harder and is objectively like way more important than, you know, I would be as a stand-up comedian making money. But like, are they really working like $1 million harder than I am?
No, I mean,
there's such a huge gap.
Yeah, it is.
Like
everything.
Yeah.
No, it shouldn't be like that. That's why people be killing each other now and robbing places and shit.
Just gotten worse since COVID too.
Oh my gosh, COVID just the worst. But I liked COVID when it first came around.
It's nice and chill. Like,
yeah, it was so quiet.
You just hang out in your house for a while. And
yeah, it was so quiet and people was off the street. And
when it first started, I wasn't even paying my rent anymore. They put a like hold on what's it, evictions. You couldn't evict anybody.
So they just started back up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like my roommate at the time, he was working under the table, so he didn't have any way to get unemployment when they stopped like working. So like he couldn't go to work anymore, but he was getting paid under the table, so he had no way of getting unemployment. And since he hadn't paid his taxes because he was working under the table, he didn't get any stimulus checks. So he wasn't able to pay his half of the rent. And I was like, well, fuck, man. If you can't pay your half, I ain't paying my half.
Right.
Like...
Right, we both gonna be in this boat together.
Yeah. They said they can't evict us right now. I'm holding them to it.
I feel you. I should have did that shit. I should have quit paying my goddamn rent.
I don't know, man. It saddled me with, like, a lot of debt. And I had to file for bankruptcy to get rid of it. But my credit was shit in the first place. So I was like, whatever. At least they won't call me anymore, and I don't ever have to pay them back.
Right.
It was like $10,000 worth of debt, and then the lawyer fee was like $1,000. So I was like, I'd rather pay that.
Right.
So,
right.
And the lawyer is like, you know, just pay me whenever.
Right.
So that shit was actually kind of lit. Filing for bankruptcy, 10 out of 10. Would recommend. I've been so much less stressed out since filing for bankruptcy than beforehand.
Yeah.
Plus, it gave me a new bit. Not really a bit, but just a tag. Like, just add on to pretty much anything.
And that's it.
And something I can tell homeless people when they ask me for change. Bro, I filed for bankruptcy. There's nothing. I got nothing. Dude.
I'm at the end of the road.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be out here with you.
Yeah.
Ask you for some damn money.
Exactly.
Right.
I got a cigarette. You want a cigarette?
Shit, anybody got a lighter?
Yeah. Well, shit, man. You got like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the longest I ever talked in my life.
Yeah. Oh, man. You got anything you want to plug? Any, like, your fucking Instagram or your socials? Whatevs?
Just follow me on EJ Mac on Instagram and Facebook.
Hell yeah.
And YouTube.
Fuck yeah. You putting out... Oh, yeah, that's right. You put out your stand-up and shit on YouTube, too. So, yeah, if anybody wants to know exactly what I'm talking about with this shit, like, go to YouTube. Shit's fucking funny as hell. Like I said, you're one of my favorite new comics. Sorry. Yeah.
Deep.
Kill your owner.
Yeah, but
Got it.
if it was really that secret, you wouldn't have heard about it.
Yeah.